Trey, obviously they're an elite offensive team, but I think their defense really gave us some problems there about like right through the first half until the end of the first half. How much did their length and their athleticism really cause some mismatches with you guys?
Yeah, like you said, they're a really good defensive team, and they knocked a lot of our actions out. And when we give Braden the ball with 7-8 seconds left and he has to go make a play, like that's just not going to be very efficient offense, especially if there's a guard on him, not a big. So we just have to figure it out. We have to figure out how to get catches and be more efficient offensively.
This the losses you guys have taken here lately, this isn't something you guys are used to in your careers this time of year. What does the big picture have to look like for this to have all been worth it?
I mean, obviously you never want to have losses, especially like this, but I mean, our goal is still to win the Big Ten. Our goal is still to make a run in March, and so when you have those goals, you have to we understand this is the best schedule. I think Coach Payne was telling us we have the #1 schedule Purdue's had in its history of basketball. And so he was telling us before the game, like, obviously he has confidence in us and confidence in our players, but that's just what it is. And I think this team still has really, big aspirations, and so we're going to keep those goals in mind.
Is there a patient approach you have to take with so many young guys playing, kind of key minutes for you guys off the bench and such, where last year you could lean on Zach, you had a lot more guys who have been around the program for a year or two that were playing?
I actually think our young guys have done a great job of coming in and knowing the stuff, and they've done a really good job. I think it's more on us older guys and just trying to figure out what we can do to win games and be more competitive, especially in games like this. So I think the young guys have done a tremendous job whenever they've gotten the game.
You've played a lot of really good teams. Can you put Auburn's offense and just the way they execute as a team in perspective?
Yeah, I don't know how great statistically I think they're the best offensive college basketball team we've seen, but I don't think it's specifically what they do. I just think they have really good players. I mean, when you have people who are shooting the level that they have from the three-point line, and then you have obviously a Player of the Year candidate in Broome, it's going to be difficult, whatever offense they run. And so I think it's more of just the collective talent they have on that team. They've done a really good job putting together those guys.
When you look back at the free throws in the first half, anything you can diagnose right away in terms of why that kind of went bad?
No, I'm going to have to go, I haven't seen the film or anything like that, but obviously those are opportunities where we just have to beat a team like this, you got to hit those. So you have to be efficient from the free throw line. You have to rebound. You can't turn the ball over. So we knew there was things we had to do, and unfortunately, collectively and individually, for me, we didn't get them done today.
You're a pretty active thinker. Do you have to get to the line and just not think and just shoot?
Yeah, it really is how it is. It's not a math problem. It's it's very different. So
just offensive execution wise, you guys have played a lot of really good defenses the last few games, but just where are the areas that you guys need to tighten up some?
I think it's just more of a game plan. As far as, I feel like the teams that have beaten us, they've done a really good job of, denying Braden the ball. They've done a really good job of, putting more guys on him, and then also pulling the low man and taking away the short roll. I think, and then I would say also they make it difficult to catch the ball in the post. And so I think that's been kind of the common denominators that I've seen for the teams that have played us and the teams that have had success. So we just have to figure out, how we can counter those approaches.
Just how hard is it with their defense when they can switch the way they can switch?
Yeah, I think just our spacing was kind of bad, and I think the times that we did get good spacing, I thought we got good stuff out of it, and then made the 5s or 4s, wherever that had to guard me. I was able to get to the paint, and good stuff was able to happen, but the times that we weren't able to, and they're just suffocating. They're all athletic, just good basketball players. So.
Do you guys have to kind of look at these losses you've taken here lately, something you're not really used to these last couple of years, as, hey, we're still really good, but we just ran into one of the hardest schedules in the country, and we do still have some things for moving parts, and we're going to be fine.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really see it as it's the hardest schedule. It's just basketball at the end of the day, and we got to play games. So, and if you want to be the best, you got to beat the best. And tonight we didn't.
You kind of get a sense that this team is not hitting the panic button at all. It's been a tough stretch, but I think you guys still are pretty confident in what you can accomplish, and it's a long season.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's a basketball game, and obviously they're a great team and well experienced and old. And we're young and just trying to figure things out. So, I mean, not worried about it. Game honestly really doesn't mean anything. Just we're able to learn from it, move forward.
Seems like you guys picked up a little offensive chemistry when it was you, Jakari, and CJ in there. Was that real? And like what kind of led to that little bit of offensive?
Yeah, I
burst?
think those two are just aggressive and confident in themselves, and they were able to make plays. And CJ came off ball screens looking for a shot. And that's what I tell him to do and what he knows to do. And so when we did that, it worked. Hit a high ball screen or whatever the case may be, and just find guys open and they're knocking down shots. So.
As a young guy, even in a loss like that, can little bursts of success like that kind of catapult you through the rest of the season?
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody here does a really good job of not, like the Alabama win. I honestly, going into, I thought we were gonna win. Like I wasn't nervous. I wasn't anything. I was like, we should win. Like why not? And this game, I think it's the same thing. Like I obviously thought we were gonna win, but I mean they're a great team, and we didn't come ready to play, and we missed a lot of open shots. And I don't think just because we lost this game that we're gonna put our heads down and be different. I think it's just we gotta learn with it and move on.
When things break down, and there were several times where you had the ball with 4 or 5 seconds on the shot clock and had to force something, how do you kind of in that moment just try to process and make the best out of a situation that doesn't have a high success rate?
Yeah, just try to do my best to get the ball in a good spot. I think we got to do better of either me getting it with 8-9 seconds on the clock or someone else just make a play and we go from there. But at the end of the day, it's just instincts and me just trying to do what's best for the team.
Lately, not something you're used to this time of year. How do you kind of make sure everybody understands, hey, we're still really good. We just ran into a really tough stretch here, and we've still got some moving parts and things like that, and we're going to be fine.
Yeah, I think.
Assuming that's your view on things.
Yeah, when you play a schedule this good, it's why you play a schedule this good. Challenge yourself. Obviously, it's the past is the past. You got to move on. You got to look at yourself in the mirror and still have confidence. It's trusting the teammates, trusting that if coach believes in us, we should believe in ourselves, because he's won a lot of ball games with a lot of different guys. It's if you're putting your head down, you don't think you're very good. You're not for college basketball, because you're going to lose games.
So what does the finished product here in a couple of months need to look like to make the losses now worthwhile?
Yeah, well, lately our losses have been against teams that really pressure us and get up and switch and get Braden the ball out of his hands on ball screens. So how are we going to counter that? How are we going to get better at making plays for one another and not just relying on Braden and Trey to pick and roll? Us other guys got to be better. We got to create more. But finished products, us fighting more. We got to have more fight. It's on me, I guess, not pushing guys hard enough and expressing how important winning is, because that's what we're here to do, is win basketball games.
We've seen more and more teams trying to run you guys off the three-point line, where obviously last year the defense most nights was try to stop the ball from getting inside.
Well, yeah, we don't have Zach Edey, so that's why. But also, we have good shooters, and when you have good shooters, you get ran off the line to try to make plays in other positions.
Christmas coming up, you guys get a couple days away. Just what can that do for you mentally, emotionally, just kind of reset a little after a gauntlet that you guys just ran?
Yeah, I think after the tough schedule we've had, a few tough losses, it can be great for us. It can reset everyone's mind. It can make that goal in the back of our head stick out more, that if we turn around now, we can win a Big Ten championship. And I think that this little break will help us for sure.